Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Pisces December 3, 2022. You are quite sensitive to the people and happenings around you today. A Mercury-Neptune square points to some disarray or confusion. It's hard to see things clearly through the strength of your emotions or wishes. There can be resistance to following directions or instructions, which can compound the problem. If you've been bored with what you're learning or doing, you might resolve to make more room for creativity in your life. Small efforts to chip away at a problem that seems to loom large are better than none. Happily, Venus and Saturn are in harmony today, and especially later today, being grounded in reality is comforting and appealing. This transit encourages you to simplify, honor what's already working for you, and enjoy a steady pace. Your display of strength of character can open up opportunities for you, and good energy is with you for coming to the aid of a friend. Take a step back and lie low today. Mercury and Neptune are both in volatile moods. A clash of ideas is guaranteed. You are especially likely to fall victim to confusion and miscommunication now. The planet of connection, Mercury, is in the late degrees of your sector of big-picture philosophy and long-term vision and is being strangled by Neptune. Anxiety or delusion is afoot. Be sure not to make any rash judgments or decisions about your romantic or personal life. Revisit it when the cosmic weather is better so you don't end up regretting it. What should you commit to in your professional journey? As Venus in Sagittarius opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini and sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, you may feel slightly discombobulated about what to focus on as you move forward. You are ready to commit to a long-term pursuit to expand upon your career path. However, there might be some tension in your conversations when you speak about your plans. Tension may also refer to changing up some of the details. As long as you feel like you are in control of your destiny, you will not lose. Even though the sun's departure from your financial sector last week ended all planetary activity on that side of the financial fence, the money gods aren't in a hurry to draw your full attention to the income side just yet. As well as waiting to get more insight when the moon returns to your income sector early next week, there is still a lot of insight to be gained financially by reflecting on recent weeks. The current planetary aspect may have you feeling that there is no way to approach feelings without there being any trouble. You may experience other people's feelings as obstacles, or somehow too much to deal with. Your own feelings may seem out of reach or overwhelming. Try to take some quiet time to center yourself and find your emotional core. Any elements hold on you is stronger when you are unaware of it, so try to pay attention to what you are feeling by getting some kind of exercise. It's the exciting and energetic vibration of this day that surrounds you. And for you, this can only mean one thing: you'll be going non-stop. Your natural qualities such as ambition and competitiveness will be enhanced along with your determination to get things rolling. You're sure to enjoy the day providing you don't step on any toes on your way up the ladder that will come back to kick you later. Be sure to have regard for others and their individual pace. Not everyone can race like you do. The moon returns for what is an ordinary monthly visit to Aries today, something that every 4 weeks brings a chance to check in. While that will still be the case, this last visit before Jupiter's return will amplify a sense of anticipation that has been building since his direct turn last week. By the time Jupiter retrograded back out at the end of October, he had been in retrograde motion for months, but when he returns just before Christmas, he will be moving forward and picking up speed by the day. Moving into December with Venus, the planet of love, in an adventurous part of your chart is an advantage, but it was her clash with Mars yesterday that has challenged some old excuses. Invigorated by her clash with the planet of passion, Venus is even more determined to make the final days of her mission to bring the spirit of romance and adventure together count. Our eyes in the sky. This could be a strenuous day. Be mindful of releasing any tension you might pick up by focusing on your breath and relaxing your shoulders. Problems might appear larger than they actually are at first, so keep a level head if you experience any bumps in the road. Try to understand that you're the victim of projection by others, and don't take their harsh words to heart. The moon in Pisces squares Mercury in Sagittarius, giving you a chance to speak up. In an effort for you to stay focused on your work, you are likely to get misinformation that may throw you off track. If something sounds suspicious, feel free to take the time to double-check it instead of hastily moving on without question. Remember that it's okay to go off script if it helps your emotional state to deviate from your usual routine. Ultimately, the main message is to not be overly critical of or hard on yourself or others. The details you neglected on a recent project are catching up to you and backfiring. You may need to readjust your position today in order to get back on track with the correct procedure. Admit your mistakes instead of covering them up and move on. Dealing with financial matters in a totally relaxed way, others may be stressed and fearful, but you cope with the situation in a straightforward and calm manner. You are courageous enough to act at the right moment and to make profits. Don't overdo it, because pride comes before a fall, and you would ruin all you achieved. Your encounters run smoothly and amicably, like a peaceful flowing river. Family and friends would love to ride this wave with you. You now have the opportunity to resolve old conflicts and hurts and to move forward united. If you are smart about it, you will strengthen ties to your loved ones. Tonight brings a nice, cozy vibe, so plan to stay in for the evening. You'll likely need to recharge after the day is done. After midnight, the Pisces moon squares off with retrograde Mars in Gemini, prompting us to make irrational choices. We believe we are judging a situation accurately, when in truth, we're extra sensitive to small and even imagined slights. This causes us to respond to fictional threats in largely unconscious ways. The assumption that we must defend ourselves through speech may be premature. Keep this in mind before acting or reacting. Work conversations today may be completely over your head. Don't pretend that you know what is going on if you do not. It is better to ask questions than to make believe that you understand when that is not necessarily the case. According to plan, work commitments are easily dealt with, leaving you time to devote to things you're interested in or find more important. Your warm-hearted way of dealing with people you care for assures you the satisfaction and contentment you require, which you get from the affectionate response received in return. In the late afternoon, Mercury in Sagittarius squares off with Neptune in Pisces, exacerbating the day's erratic energy. This is a transit of poor judgment calls. Contractual affairs should be avoided outright. There are likely to be loopholes or vague verbiage that cause us to think we're agreeing to one thing when we are signing on to something quite different. Yet, while we are perhaps more susceptible to manipulation tactics now, given both planets squaring in optimistic, Jupiter-ruled signs, the real enemy is our tendency towards self-deception. We want to believe. The desire to have our biases confirmed places us in a vulnerable position.